What is up, Rose? Josh here, and welcome to episode 2 of the Pan Nation Destroyers Road to Tier 10 series, where we are going through every line in World of Warships and talking about the strengths and weaknesses of each ship and line as I go up from the lowest tier all the way to the highest tier. And we are currently working on the Pan Nation DDs. In last episode, episode 1, we did the early ones. We did Tier 2, 3, 4, and even 5. And last time we left off, we had just unlocked the Fushin. As you can tell, we are all the way up to the Gaja, so we've made some progress. And it's been kind of interesting, actually, because in this series, it's going to be kind of just me talking to you guys about how, what I've seen when I've played, things that kind of surprised me, how ships are actually doing compared to other stuff. And all this is solo queued. And all of this is just live on stream, so if you guys haven't checked out the Twitch stream, be sure to stop by. I'll put a link down below as always. You can come hang out. We'll actually be playing some of this on tonight's stream whenever I'm recording this. But we kind of blasted through the Fushin pretty quick, and we actually have unlocked the Gaja. And of course, the Gaja has been God tier. Things that have been kind of interesting to me, though, is like I want to look at matchmaking all the way through this line. And Tier 6 is one that either you have had an insane matchmaking or really, really bad. And for us, honestly, we'll go to the stats and we'll check those out really fast. But out of so far all of the tiers, Tier 5 has had by far the worst matchmaking, which was kind of surprising me. To me, whenever I play Tier 5s, it seems to not be that bad. But when I played the Tier 6, I was expecting to be bottom tiered a lot. Now, the thing about this ship is the Fushin the whole time through, and we actually comparing it to the stats of the Tier 5, the Jinhua, we actually got a small little increase of the for XP per battle. We should be seeing that. The Jinhua, we had a crazy, which was kind of surprising too. It took us 18 games to get through the Tier 5 with a 72% win rate. The Fushin, we had a very tough time. We went through a stretch of some good matchmaking, but really, really bad teams. I think for a while there, we were in like the 30% win rates, but then I think we won like our last 6 or 7 games in a row. So that bumped us up to a 52 at the end, which kind of sped things up. But not as big of an increase as XP per game as I was expecting. Damage was all right. We averaged less damage than the Tier 5. In the Tier 5, if you guys remember, we were bottom tiered 11 of our 18 games. And we didn't even have a 10-point captain at that point. So the Tier 6, though, overall, matchmaking-wise, I was expecting it to be a lot worse. And we were probably bottom tiered about a quarter of our games, which really wasn't that bad. We had actually really good matchmaking. We even got really lucky, too, on a super container. This account has been nuts for super containers. We've gotten 3 so far. That's more super containers than I've gotten on my main account in the past year. We've gotten 3 super containers on this, 2 coals, and then we actually got dragon flags, which was really, really, really nice, and that allowed us to get our 10-point captain faster. So we used these flags until we got our 10-point, and then we basically pulled them off. I'll save those for like other series for destroyers and stuff like that. But we actually got really lucky on another super container. So that was pretty cool. But the Fushin, for me, was kind of this... I don't remember it being the ship that it was. I remember being relatively successful in it. And I was relatively successful in this. I mean, we averaged destroyed ships almost 2 per game. 40k damage. That's pretty solid. And I really noticed once we did get Consumer Expert, of course, we were very competitive. The downside about this is the turrets, man. Oh my god. The turrets drove me absolutely nuts. They are so slow, and I think that's one thing that really kind of annoyed me when it came to this ship was actually, look at the turret speed. Just 30 seconds on this. Compared to the Jinhua 5 was 18, so almost half, and the Gaja is 18 too. So you have this, they're just so slow. If you ever played the Anshan, which is the premium version of this ship with not deep water torps, the Gremmy, the Gnevny, I believe, the Tier 6 for the Russian line as well, they all have extremely slow turrets, which actually really kind of infuriated me when I was playing it a lot, because if I had faster turrets, I could have actually gotten more damage out, and there were many situations where I just didn't get kills, or I ended up having to take more damage getting the turrets on target than if I would have had something with like faster turrets. Now with our 10-point captain, we're 12 now, but I didn't want to throw 2 points into, this is what we're running right now for our captain for 10 points, pretty basic. I could have grabbed 2 points at one point. No, I guess I couldn't have when I was still in the Fusion. But I mean, I could have probably pushed it with more dragon flags and gotten extra marksman. It's just not worth it for me though, because I'm not going to use it on the rest of the line because the rest of the line has relatively fast turrets. So overall, though, the Fusion, the things that kind of stood out to me was one, the turrets are extremely slow, and that really, really triggered me, really triggered me. But once we got our 10-point captain with concealment expert, it was really, really nice, very competitive. Even if I did get up tiered, our concealment was still very competitive, and I was able to be just an overall good destroyer, hunting down a lot of these. One thing we started doing a lot, though, was going for those caps and really trying to be a control destroyer. Yeah, it kind of sucks going on a cap with a Panage DD since you don't have normal torps. You can't be, you can't hit a DD or whatnot. But I found it to be really, really good for just stacking that XP. So we averaged about almost 1,800, which isn't too bad, 40k. Again, more XP, but less damage. That's kind of to be expected. And honestly, I thought it was going to take way more games than this, but we hit it pretty hard at the end. And we ended up doing it in 21 games, so that's not too bad. So just doing a quick review, the tier 2, of course, he's going to go really fast, but the tier 2 took us 2 games, the tier 3 took us 4 games, the tier 4 took us 12, bit of a jump there. The tier 5 took us 18 games. This one was a bit of a problem just because we were bottom tiered so much, but we had kind of some monster games, but we didn't really have overall that good of XP compared to what we could have done because we were bottom tiered so much, so we couldn't really be competitive. That's where we saw some growing pains. But then once we got that, we got through this ship in 21 games, which is super surprising to me. I thought it was going to take about 30 games. I mean, you can even compare the stats here. Average destruction, or the average 1.4. We've added almost a half of a ship to that. So basically, we're going from almost about 1 ship per game to about 2. So we've noticed that we've been able to be a destroyer that can actually be kind of an anti-destroyer there. And then we've gotten to the Gaja. So overall, the tier 6 Fusion, it's not as... I found the turrets to be a lot more of a problem than I remembered, but it was something you kind of just got used to. And then once you kind of got concealment expert, you were much more competitive, and I found it to be all right. I was done with this ship though. I can't take slow turret destroyers. But then we've gotten to the Gaja, and my God, going from slow turret Anshan to, well, not Anshan, the Fusion, to the Gaja. So far, we are 9-0 in this ship. We've done it all on stream. Our average damage is 82,000. We are averaging almost 2,700 XP. This thing is flying by. We're over halfway through right now. So what I'm doing with free XP too, whenever you finish a game, of course, you get normal ship XP, captain XP, and then you get the free XP. I'm only using, as you can see right here, I have 100,000. I could easily just like skip to the next ship, you know. But what I'm gonna do is I'm only using the free XP throughout the series on the ship, so I'm actually keeping track of it. I'm using the free XP from the ship earned per game only for that ship. So we're doing the campaigns at the same time. We had the referral friend, so the refer friend code. So once we got into tier 6, we played our first game of the Fusion. We got 80,000 free XP just for that. I'm not going to use that, only the free XP used. Also, with the Fusion, we're not going to actually pick up the guns and the torps. I just don't really seem like they're worth it. To me, it's 23,000 damage, or 23,000 XP extra. That's going to be on our pace right now. That's like 5, almost basically like, to be conservative, 5 games just kind of wasted right there. We're not needed. I don't think it's really needed. Again, we're just trying to blow through this as fast as possible in as few games as possible. So 5 extra games to get a little bit extra damage, a little bit faster reload, and then a little bit extra range. I'm not seeing it. I'm not going to be hitting things too much. I mean, I'm basically just being this anti-destroyer, just destroying other DDs. But in 9 games, I think we're right around 5k extra. We've gotten over halfway through. Well, more than halfway, because I think this was 17. So more than that. We only have about 60. What is that? We got about 5k. So we're about 50. We're about 60k away still. And our pace, we're probably gonna do, if we can keep at the same pace, which I doubt we can, but I think we're averaging right around 7k XP after all the camos and the flags, about 7 to 8k XP per game, which is absolutely nuts. I think I averaged it out to maybe around 5k to getting us to be like a 20, what was it, 25? That's what my goal was. We could potentially do this in sub, I could do this in sub 20 games. So that's something that's been insane. Going from the Anshan to the Gaja. I mean, we all kind of knew this ship was strong anyway, but I forgot kind of how strong. And it's crazy to go 9-0 solo queuing too. Another thing too about tier 7 so far is god tier matchmaking. We haven't seen a tier 9 ship in the the 9 games we played, and we've even played late into the night. We haven't seen a tier 9 ship yet. So, so far, the things that have surprised me the most is, 1, how bad tier 5 matchmaking was. 2, kind of how good tier 6. Of tier 6, I think a lot of us remember getting bottom tiered a lot going against 8s. But I think it's one of those, when we talk about this on stream a lot, people remember when they're bottom tiered, they don't remember when they're top tiered. And I actually was kind of surprised in the 21 games, we only got bottom tiered a few times. That easily could just be lucky. We easily could have just gotten a good run of matchmaking, and those good and bad streaks can happen. The thing I was not surprising, and I knew tier 7 matchmaking was good anyways, it's kind of this little sweet spot of a matchmaker, was just how good tier 7 matchmaking seems to be. 9 games in a row, we haven't seen a single tier 9 ship. That has kind of blown my mind. But overall, the Gauge is just insane. It's so good. And again, averaging 80k, massive XP, and we're just destroying right now, just destroying. So this could potentially be done faster than the Fushin, and I think it's like over twice as much XP, but we're just absolutely destroying. Now, getting done with the next episode will be the Fushin and then the Hinsen Yang, so it's going to take a little while. But the Hinsen Yang, the tier 8, I'm expecting to either be a tough grind or quick, because again, just like tier 6 and tier 8, which used to be really, really good matchmaking, tends to be a bit picked on right now, but I was expecting tier 6 matchmaking to be worse than it was. So is tier 8 matchmaking, everyone talks about getting bottom tiered all the time in tier 8, is it really going to be that bad? I'm not sure, but we'll be playing the Gaja live. We'll see if we can keep up. Can we get all the way through the Gaja with a 100% win rate? I don't know. Can we keep these stats? I don't know. But right now we are on a sick pace to get this done really fast, and then kind of get it going. But overall, we're still super low on games as well for this line, and we'll see if we can continue that pace. Once we get to the Chungmu, that thing's a whole nother level too. The Hinsen Yang is going to be kind of the burden, the hurdle ship, if you will. But right now we'll just get to the Gaja and just have a lot of fun with this ship. We are going to keep as many ships as we can throughout this entire run. I want to see if I can do it, but we are definitely starting to notice some credit crunch, because once you get to tier 8, really once you get to tier 8, tier 8 ships tend to be fully kitted out about 20 million credits. Tier 9s tend to be about 25. Tier 10s tend to be about 30. So we definitely won't make that many on 8s. Now we aren't going to be speccing these out, obviously. Like, we aren't even rolling everything here, but we'll see what we can do. It's going to be a little crunch. I might have to sell some of these. I really don't want to, because I want to kind of keep them all, but I just don't think I can afford the credits as I'm continuing to go up. Even though we're making a pretty good profit per game on these ships, we're just going through these ships so quick, it's tough to make a profit that quick. So I'll try to sell off as many like add-ons, whatever as we can with these, and then see what we can do. But anyways, guys, episode 2 of this. Again, when we reach tier 10, I will let you guys decide which line we're going to go down. We're going to go through every line in the entire game, really kind of do a more in-depth of how ships do at tier, which ones were kind of hurdle ships, which ones were good and bad. And this has actually been a lot of fun for me, so hope you guys will enjoy me. It will join me on this kind of journey, and once we get to 10, once we get the Yu Yang unlocked, we will pick the next line, and I will let you guys decide. We'll have some kind of vote, whatever, we'll do that next. And we're going to do all the lines in the game besides CVs, because with their eventual rework, it's going to be not really worth it. But anyways, guys, so far the mid-tiers have been pretty surprising with matchmaking, and really kind of looking forward to see what is different than what I kind of thought myself. Been playing this game so much. Some of the matchmaking has been a little interesting. But anyways, guys, hope you guys have enjoyed the series. Episode 2 of the Pan Asian Destroyer, Road to Tier 10. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember, like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.